to Understanding Human Behavior in the Social Environment News. I'm your anchor here, Brett Douglas, with my co-anchor,
Brianna Suku.
We bring you breaking news today. Coming from the streets of San Francisco, a homosexual couple was on the streets walking by peacefully when a group of teenagers came by and robbed them, leaving them stranded without any money or any of their valuables.
This is suspected to be a hate crime. This is a rising issue in the topic of discrimination against gays and lesbians.
But what is a gay or lesbian?
According to our friends Charles Zastro and Karen K. Christashman, the simplistic definition of a homosexual is a person who is primarily attracted to people of the same gender to satisfy sexual and emotional needs, which involves sexual orientation.
Well, Brianna, that is an excellent definition, but we need to go to our expert on theories of homosexuality. Well, Cheyenne, what's your thought on this?
So now we're going to talk about the theories why someone could be gay or lesbian. There are many theories out there, but nothing has been proven to be the only reason why. We're first going to start off with just the biological theories. There's been many studies done with identical twins showing that when one of the twins is gay or lesbian, the other twin is also at about 50%. So that means that there is a link between the genes. There's something that has not been discovered yet that could show why one of them or the other would be more likely to be gay. It is hypothesized that the degree of genetics that contribute to someone being a gay or lesbian is 30 to 70%. There's been multiple studies looking over the hormones, the brain, and there are small differences between a heterosexual person and a homosexual person, but nothing strong enough to show that genetics are the only reason why someone is gay or lesbian. The next theory is the psychosocial theory. This is suggesting that homosexual behavior is learned. That means that when the child was in its earlier years, either homosexual behavior happened and the child received positive reinforcement, so they wanted to continue this, or when the child was young, they had homosexual behavior and that was responded to negatively, so that discouraged them from having those relations anymore. So this theory suggests that this behavior is learned, that there are no genetic factors, and that it's just based on your experiences whether or not you'll be homosexual or heterosexual. The last theory is the interactionist theory. This was developed by Storms in 1981. This suggests that when children are young, it is common that they play with those of the same gender. This usually is the case up to age 12. The average teenager does not start having attractions until age 15. By this point, they're probably hanging out less with those of their same gender. What Storms is trying to suggest is that some children begin to have a higher sex drive at a younger age. So if they're still in the 12-year-old range where they're playing a lot with those of the same gender as them, they most likely are going to be attracted to those of their same gender. But those who have a later sex drive, they start to be attracted to those of the opposite gender because they are hanging out less with those of their same gender. From these three theories, we hear lots of good, strong points, but none of them have been proven. Right now, it's easy to see that a mixture of all three of these theories could be one of the reasons why people have same-sex attractions, but not one of them is the answer.
Well, thank you for that explanation, Cheyenne. Now onto the streets with LNL.
Aloha, it's your girl Zoe Madarova here reporting from the other side of Heaven's Resort. As you all know, there has been a lot of misconception and confusing and misunderstanding about a gay, lesbian, and also homosexuals. So we are here at room 334 to ask a couple of people about their opinion and their perspective of the gay persons and how we can stop discrimination against them, and how does it make them feel if they wake up one morning and realize that they are one of them. So let's go in. Do you define a gay person?
Well, according to my own understanding and to what I see, I think we can describe a gay person by the way he or she dresses, the way they approach people, and I don't know, the way they social, like like being socialized with others, and just the way, like for example, environments. Um, it's so hard for them, you know. Like imagine if it were if you if it was you, like we're trying to put yourself in their shoes and trying to, I don't know, because like he or she, they're still human beings, and you have to love them.
So if you wake up one morning and then you realize that you're attracted to the same gender, how does that make you feel? Would that affect your relationship with your families, your friends, your coworkers, and people like that?
Yeah, in my perspective, it'll affect me and also my family, my friends, because back home in Cuba, homosexual is not like a good thing to have, and so if I wear that, probably my friends and my family will not like it at all.
Thanks, Zoe.
Now let's see what Melita has to say.
Down in Lahie.
Aloha, I'm Melita reporting from Holly 6, BYU H Done. So we're just gonna go around and see if someone can answer some of our questions that we like them to answer. It may be sensitive, but we'll ask for the permission. All right, we have a young girl here. Hello.
Hi,
What's your name?
Anna.
Anna. Can you answer some of our questions?
Yeah, sure. It depends on what kind of questions you want to answer.
Very sensitive question. Would you mind giving us some time to answer that?
Sure.
Okay.
Have a seat next to me, Anna.
Okay, so how do you describe gays?
Wow. Gays are like boys who are very feminine, who like to dress up like girls. They have really cool hair. They know how to do hair. They know how to do makeup.
Okay.
Yeah.
And about girls, how can you
Oh.
tell a girl?
I am not sure. I don't know how to tell if they're lesbian. Basically, if they look like a guy and they dress like guys.
Okay, so how will your life be if you wake up one morning and you found out that you're homosexual?
I'll be very scared.
Scared.
Yeah, I'll be like, what happened to my body?
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure I would have to start making some good decisions that I wouldn't be judged or stereotyped.
So how will your family and your friends or colleagues react to these changes?
Oh, I have a lot of brothers. Oh, they will get so mad. But, and yeah.
So what can you do to stop this discrimination?
I guess to educate the older generation about being understanding and loving, because they're the ones that are going to teach the younger generation. So it's like teach them young. Teach a child young so you won't grow up and start calling out people, giving stereotype names, discriminating. So I feel like the older generation now who grew up with faith-based religions and knowing that man and women and women are not right, it's a sin. It's just teaching them to understand the situations and choices that people have.
Thank you, Anna. So back to you, Brett and Brianne at the studio, live here from BYUH Holly 6.
So, in conclusion, homosexuality is a tough subject. Those who are homosexual endure a lot of discrimination, and we need to advocate for those people.
There are a lot of stereotypes that go along with gays and lesbians, especially concerning how they talk and dress. We need to remember that just because a person is gay doesn't mean they go along with those stereotypes, and it is important not to discriminate.
Well, we thank you for joining us here at Understanding Human Behavior in the Social Environment News. We hope you join us next morning, and hope you have a great day.